This is the morning edition of the Daily Weather Briefing video. This is for the first official day of spring. This is for Monday, the 20th of March. I'm James Spann, obviously on the road here. Be back in the saddle, back in Birmingham later today. Had a great book event here in Fairhope over the weekend. But the story, it's the cold this morning. But the good news, we bounce back in a big way later this week. In fact, we're going to be over 80 by Thursday and Friday. Let's start with the upper air look, as we typically do across the country this morning. We have a little wave coming through, but the air is very dry and the air is very cold. That's a look at the radar this morning, and obviously nothing happening there. The story, it's the temperatures. Goodness, we've got some upper teens this morning in the colder pockets across North Alabama. We've got 18 for Aniana. That's the coldest spot so far. 19 for Cullman. These are at 5 a.m., and these are not the lows of the day. These numbers might come down a degree or two over the next hour. We've got 20 for Gadsden, 23 for Pell City and Haleyville. Birmingham so far 25. Clanton down in Peach Country, they've got 24, and they've got wind machines and helicopters this morning over the peach crop, trying to protect those peaches. And look at this. We have a freeze all the way down to Mobile and Dothan. Mobile, 31. Dothan, 31. The only observation in Alabama I could find above freezing is Gulf Shores at Jack Edwards Airport. They've got 34, but they might touch freezing before we start to warm up. And needless to say, we have a freeze warning in effect for all 67 Alabama counties and the Florida Panhandle this morning. And of course, that's the big story across the country. We've got a few winter weather issues out west. Obviously, no severe weather problems across the country today. Same thing tomorrow. And then on day 3, which is Wednesday, we have a small marginal risk over parts of northern Missouri and some of the adjacent states. Let's keep going. This is Thursday, day 4. We have a risk of severe storms over parts of Texas and Oklahoma. And then on day 5, which is Friday, we have a risk of severe storms for parts of the Mid-South and the Deep South. And that risk does include parts of northwest Alabama. This is mainly for areas north and west of Birmingham. And understand, this could change one way or the other. This is still 5 days out. We believe the main risk will be Friday night across that part of the state. And the big question, it's the amount of instability involved, which is often the case this time of the year. We'll take a look at the specifics and modeling here in just a moment. Here's a look at the rain for the next 7 days. And for Alabama, the amounts will likely exceed 2 inches from Birmingham north and west. Lighter amounts for South Alabama. In fact, for the southeastern counties of the state, the amount's about 1/2 inch. So model fans, here we go, the GFS. This is the 06Z run, valid today at 4. It's a zonal flow and a dry air mass. The day will be sunny, highs 50s for North Alabama, 60s for South Alabama as we start the warming process, but those values are still well below average. Now, tomorrow morning, another freeze a possibility for the colder pockets across North Alabama. I think the range will be 27 to 37. But again, some spots could see another freeze, so keep that in mind. But we go back in the 60s tomorrow. That'll feel pretty good. In fact, South Alabama could see low 70s. This is Wednesday. A little wave passes by. That could squeeze out a few sprinkles near the Tennessee state line, but most locations dry. The high Wednesday will be close to 70. And then a really big warm-up on Thursday. This will be a spring-like day finally with highs at or over 80. Low 80s are likely in most spots. The day will be sunny. So this is Friday, and you can see that batch of rain and storms west of the state. Clouds gradually increasing, a warm, breezy day, the high around 80. And that batch of storms will be coming in here Friday night. This is just after midnight Friday night. Got a surface low near Louisville, Kentucky. And the main limiting factor would be the instability. This is the projected surface-based CAPE at 1 a.m. Saturday, just after midnight Friday night, and really no instability for the northern half of the state, despite the fact there'll be some decent dynamic support. So again, it's a little iffy, but I think what's going to happen is we're going to have a linear type event, a long line of storms. And obviously, in a situation like that, the main threat coming from strong straight-line winds, maybe an isolated tornado. And understand, these values could be much higher in future runs. As we often point out, once we get within 60 hours of an event, then we see the high-resolution convection-allowing models, and we get a much better look at this. But certainly a chance of strong, maybe severe storms Friday night into the pre-dawn hours Saturday. And then during the day Saturday, all of that moves on to the east. The weather improves with a clearing sky. No cold air this time. The high Saturday will be in the 70s. And at this point, Sunday looks like a beautiful day. The sky will be mostly sunny. The high Sunday will be in the 70s. Let's go to Monday of next week. A little wave comes through in the upper air. That could squeeze out some rain as moisture comes back. And we might see that chance of showers lingering into Tuesday of next week. And we'll go out 10 days. This is Wednesday, the 29th. And again, it's a northwest flow aloft, and that looks rain-free. This is rain for Birmingham. This is coming off the European ensemble. The mean is about 3 inches between now and the 4th of April. And we'll check the numbers coming off the National Blend of Models. And yes, here comes our warm-up. Low 80s Thursday and Friday. And after that, highs mostly in the 60s and 70s. And, of course, the next question people are asking, is it safe to plant after tomorrow morning? Are we done with freezing temperatures? And I say the same thing every year. Wait until April 15th. We almost always have a meaningful cold snap during the first half of April. So that's the same advice I give every year. But we see no freezing threat after tomorrow morning for the rest of the month of March. And the latest 8 to 14-day guidance, this goes through March 27th through April 2nd. Temperatures here should be above average during that time frame. But again, thanks to everybody for coming out to see us. These are some of the shots taken in down here in Fairhope yesterday. Pretty cold for the Arts and Crafts Festival, but big crowds, and I think everybody had a good time and had a great crowd at our book signing Saturday here in Fairhope. But again, always great to visit Baldwin County and see a lot of old friends and new friends here. Got a chance to see my old friend David Black. David did weather with me at Channel 13 way back in the 1980s, but always a pretty cool spot down here. So that'll do it this morning. I will be back in the studio again this afternoon for the next video. Notes on the blog, alabamawx.com. I'll be speaking this morning at Robertsdale Elementary School. That'll be a lot of fun, so we'll do that. Head right back up to Birmingham. So next video here later today. And, of course, if you can, watch us this evening on ABC 3340 News at 4, 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. So, again, thanks for watching. Have a marvelous day, and God bless.